Every single person has their own issues and struggles happening in their lives. Some people face their issues to try to gain understanding and improve the way they feel. And then sadly, many people remain blind, unaware of their issues because they manage to overlook them. When the focus remains external or outside of ourselves, then we are distracted and deflecting and in denial. Through the avoidance of looking inwards to trace our emotions, which may change dramatically due to triggers, we prevent ourselves from understanding why we react, and this avoidance of self is preventing emotional stability. While we continue to blame someone or something other than ourselves for the way we feel, we deny ourselves the opportunity to learn why we react the way we do, and instead we remain emotionally triggered by situations, things, people who really have nothing to do with our own discordance. Our feelings and emotions are due to our thoughts. The triggers that set us off are the red flag waving in our face, calling us to look within. With self-reflection, we can learn why we react. We can trace our emotional imbalance to its source, and it's generally not the situation at hand. Through this learning process, we gain a greater perspective. Over time, we will notice how in future situations we capitulate, but not through weakness or ignorance, but rather through our increased emotional intelligence. There is no need to rise to the occasion because the occasions no longer trigger in us a lack of understanding, and therefore we no longer need to blame through denial of self. Our emotional dysregulation dissipates and transmutes to acceptance. With a greater perspective and insight into who we are, we gain love of self. Because there is meaning where before there was ignorance. Ignorance is born through the conditioning we've received from caregivers, societies that program us to look outside of ourselves, that have been programmed to look outside of themselves. The answers are within. The benefit of self-reflective work is that we can stabilise our discordance in our emotions, and this leads to self-love. So how does one overcome the heaviness that maybe they've felt, that they've had to live with, or they didn't know how to escape? It is the work of self-reflection that leads to healing and letting go. It's not the only way. There's simply letting go and moving forward, but most people are unable to do this, and so instead learning about oneself is the way to discover the love source that lives within and is the key to freedom and stepping forward, away from the shadows that they've lived under. If you want to change your emotional state and create a more enjoyable, stable reality, then the change needed is within. No one else can do this for you. If you're unhappy, it's your thoughts making you feel this way. If you're blaming someone else for how you feel, then you're overlooking your thoughts. You're in denial of yourself. We've all done this. We can all fall back into doing this. But once you begin to understand who you are and why you react to triggers, then you'll know that you can overcome this too, and a little deep dive internally will produce the answers. We're all deserving of understanding, but the truth is found within. Empower yourself and become aware of your reactions and set yourself free. Thank you for listening. I'm Sammy, and I truly believe we are the key and love is the answer.